What's up, everybody? Sensei here. Welcome to another live stream video, and I have a treat for y'all tonight. The fabulous, the fantastic, amazing Dawn Champion is in the building. Dawn, thank you so much again because I contacted you short notice, but sometimes things are best on short notice. Again, thank you so much for joining us. And how are you feeling this fine evening?
Good. I just got back from a Mount Baldy ride.
That is on my to-do list, a Mount Baldy ride. That is. Okay, since you did, let me get the comment section on here. Spartacus, what's happening? CJ, what is going on? Mr. Ash, thank you for joining in. We are going to have a great time tonight. Okay, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Again, wow, this is awesome. So my first question for you is, how did you get started in Wheel Life, the EUC game? What got you into it?
I just saw it. Okay, you can hear me okay, right?
Loud and clear. Hey, can we get a one in the chat if we're coming across okay as far as sound quality? Can we get a one in the chat if we sound good? Microphone check.
Check, check, check. Can
You sound
anybody?
great on my end. All right, we got 2 ones from Spartacus. We got a 1 from Ash. Let's continue. So what got you into the whole EUC game, Wheel Life?
I saw I saw on Facebook an ad for the One Wheel. I watched some YouTube videos of the One Wheels,
Mhm.
and in one of the group rides, and you see what went by, and I went, "Whoa, what is that?" I was like, "No, no, no, forget the One Wheels. I need to know more about
Right.
this thing."
Awesome.
So they're
Yeah,
looking
because
into.
I looked at the one wheel too. First thing I looked at was an actual skateboard because at
Huh?
that time it was Casey Neistat, and I think Flip was on last we did a show and he said the same thing. I saw Casey Neistat, I was like, I gotta get one of these skateboards. And then I said, no, not a skateboard, a one wheel. And then I started seeing the videos about the EUCs, and I was hooked. I was hooked. So now I remember you had was that your first wheel, your RS? Was that your first wheel, Drogo, right? Was that the name? What Nick?
Drogo.
Drogo. Okay, close. Close. I knew it was something like that. And so as far as what was your learning experience? Did you learn quick? Did you learn, was it fast? Was it easy? How did that go for you as far as the learning curve?
God, the slowest, worst learner ever. I put on like all of my, rollerblade gear and went to the park on the grass by myself. And I didn't know anybody that did UC. So
Mhm.
I just every day went to the park on the grass, and I
That's awesome.
falling and falling and falling, and I couldn't get it because I don't do balance sports. I don't do things like this. I just had no idea. And then finally it clicked, but I think it took a couple weeks. I was not a
Okay.
fast. And then I just now figured out how to mount, and that's like a year and a half later. So I'm a really slow learner.
Well, it doesn't come across that way. I mean, you see your videos now, it's like, I mean, if I had to ride with you, you'd have to throw a tow rope probably probably off the back so I can even keep up with you. But I think everybody, and that's a good point that you made too, because everyone learns at a different level. Some are going to catch on right away. Some it's going to take a little bit longer, but if you stick with it, it's like fine wine, I would say. It just gets better with age as far as riding. I mean, I'm not the best rider, but what I tell people, I can go out anywhere, ride with anybody and have a good time. So that's yeah, dude, that is awesome. Now, do you still have your RS or you got rid of it? Ah, yeah, I'd still
Well,
hold.
but when I was getting my RS, I know that I'm the type that will outgrow my first wheel,
Mhm.
my cycle, whatever, like super quick. So
Gotcha.
getting my first wheel, I put up a post and I said, "Hey, you guys, what is the best first wheel to get?" Keeping in mind that I don't want to be upgrading in a couple weeks. I want this to
Right.
want to buy one and stick with that forever, sort of thing. And then everyone was saying, I don't know, the smaller wheels and stuff. So
Mhm.
then I was, yeah, I'll get an RS. I'll get an RS.
Right. Right.
And when I was doing that, a lot of people were like, "Whoa, that's too much for
Mhm.
wheel for a girl," and da 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 da. So already I was thinking, okay, good. If they're thinking that it's too much for me, then that's something that I probably won't outgrow in a
Right.
way.
Makes sense.
Okay, good. So I'll get that and I'll grow into it. But then the first time I rode with Marty at GMR, then he's all like, "You need to get a Sherman." And I was, "What? This is our first ride together." And
That's
I'm
funny.
like, me getting the RS was something that I wouldn't outgrow right away. But he's like, "Nope, you need to get a Sherman. Forget about this RS."
Well, Marty was going on those backpack rides. I'm talking. Yeah, I give you guys credit. I think the longest ride that I've been on at one time was about 33 or 34 miles. I mean, you guys are popping 100-mile rides. That's crazy. I still have yet to do 100 miles. So now, as far as the wheel market, it seems like every week something new is dropping. The goat is leader of the pack, as far as the wheels. What are your thoughts on how fast wheels are coming out? Good thing, bad thing?
Well, I mean, I think it's good because they're constantly improving. It sucks for people that, are like, "Oh my gosh, they come out with a new wheel all the time and, I can't afford this." But then on the other, it's like, well, you don't have to buy every single new wheel that comes out, but and they also stop supporting the older wheels.
That is the issue.
Yeah. So that kind of,
Yeah.
but on the other hand, you have a lot of us in the sport that can 3D print parts, that can figure out how to make this work, make this, like fix things up and stuff like that without the support of the manufacturers. And then you have people that can I don't know, the 3D print and just like, make do and build other stuff. So that kind of makes it okay. And the wheels are pretty stable and they last a long time in themselves.
They do.
So
They do.
actually, they can last. So I don't know. I guess it's all good. You can look at it negatively, but what's the point? I mean, the manufacturers are going to do what they're going to do, and they're in it to make money. And then if you can afford it, then get it. And if you can't, then, I mean, just be happy with what you can do, I guess.
Right. I always say people rock what you got. You know what I mean? Sometimes the newest shiny thing isn't the best thing. Get in where you fit in and just have fun with it. I mean, I would like to have more wheels, but I'm like, I don't feel like getting kicked out. Getting kicked out. So I have to
Oh,
pace myself when it comes to getting wheels. I'm my wife flipping out on me. But yeah, I'm on the market for another wheel though. I gotta get suspension. So that's what I'm looking for now. But I have a list, but I can only pick one. So I'm kind of just buying my time. I'll probably rock what I have through the winter, and soon spring comes, I'll jump in, I'll grab something. But first, we're going to get with a few of these questions real quick. So I don't want to fall too far behind. All right, so we got Roger. What's happening, Roger? He's in here.
Roger.
Roger is in the house. Who else we got? Is that DuPont? Hello. Okay, that work. Who else we got? EUC Vibes. What's happening, brother? Is in the house. Z is in the house. Okay. Yes, look at that. EUC Vibe says, let's put the question up here or statement. Dawn is humble. She is one of the best riders in the world. Yes, I will say that too. Yeah, you can. You can rock on a wheel. You can. You don't see what we see. Sometimes I'm watching videos. I'm like, damn. I'm like, she's moving, man. She's moving. Yeah, you can ride. You can ride. Here's another one from Z. What's the story of the stuffed animal Dawn rides with? Yes, what is the story behind the stuffed animal that you ride with?
Okay, so there's two that I ride with right now. One is Groot. And Groot has been with me since the beginning. And Groot actually in my cutout crash, he got
I
road
love
rage
that.
so bad. He had road
Oh,
rage butt. He got a tear on the cheek, everything. He got injured real bad on that cutout
that
crash.
was the Commander Pro? Was that the Commander Pro you were on?
Oh, I did a cutout crash on my Master, and then I did
Okay.
a cutout at EX30.
EX30. Okay, I thought that was the Commander Pro. Okay.
Pro is
No,
everyone's friend. The Commander Pro is not going to drop anybody.
I like that wheel a lot. I
Yeah,
thought about just pulling a trigger and getting the Commander Pro. I rode the Mini. I like the Mini too. The Mini's fun, but I'm just tall. I think that's my only thing is yeah, I think I might be a little bit too tall. That's why I didn't get the Mini. I love the way
yeah,
it rode though.
yeah. But so Groot, he is with me, and he's my friend because I don't. I when I get anxious and stuff, then I need a friend. So and then they like then I can feel more less anxious. So Groot is my
Right.
friend, and the other one is a boba because I
Okay.
love drinks. And then I don't know how it happened that then everyone was just associating boba drinks and me because I always wanted to go get boba. And so then
Yes, you did.
someone gave me a boba doll. Hui was the first one in San Diego who gave me a boba doll. And then
Mhm.
I was like, I'll stick him on my backpack. And then yeah, then people start giving me boba things all the time. So now it's like
Nice.
thing.
Nice. All right. So we got Wilson. Let's pop see what he has. What's up, man? Hello. Wilson says hello, Don.
Hi Wilson.
We got Primo in the house. What's up, Primo? We
Hello.
got Uncle Marty is in the house. What's up, Marty? Man, this is awesome. I want to thank everyone for stopping by again. This was short notice, but this was this is going to be good. This is going to be good. So, okay, so what would be your entry level wheel? If you had someone asking, "Hey Don, I'm looking to get into this thing. What wheel would you recommend as a just like a lower tier?" I'm not saying, cheap or what that type of thing, but like a lower tier wheel. What would be the one you would pick for somebody?
I don't know. I'm like the worst person to ask that question to. Like, if it's a, is it a kid? Is it a girl? Is it a guy? Like, what is their athletic level? Like, what are they looking for in a wheel?
That's a
I'm
that's a good point.
overthinker, so
Okay, me. If I was getting into the game today, what wheel would you recommend? I'm pretty athletic, 6'1", about 185 right now, I think. So, what would you recommend for me?
how much battery capacity? You want long distance or you want a short little commuter?
I'm looking for a a decent commuter wheel.
Like a short distance commuter wheel.
Yeah,
And you want suspension. Um, huh. I'd say a master.
that okay. See, now we're getting somewhere because that's actually one of the wheels on my list. A master.
If okay, so a master or a lynx, if you want to go that route, and then you got to
Mhm.
look at range, right? So you
Right.
can get real cheap right now an older generation master, and they're from my experience, the masters. If you want like a short little distance wheel, the master is like the best, like all around. You can do dirt stuff, you can do street stuff. It's
Mhm.
fast. I've crashed my masters like so many times, and it is hardy, and they're super easy to fix up.
Million
Um,
parts for those things.
what
There's a million parts for the masters too. I mean, a lot of upgrade parts and stuff like that.
parts are available? The shock is easy to change out to whatever you want. If you want an air shock or a spring shock, so there's different options for the
Mhm.
suspension. And it's yeah, I think the master is really good. If you have more money and you want something brand new out there, the lynx is the one that will
Yeah.
probably is better than the master, and it has a little more battery capacity, but
Right.
a lot more expensive.
Yeah,
But
that
that
thing. pushing the envelope there. Yeah, as far as price. Now you have you have like a dirt master and a street master, right? For you? Okay. Okay. Now, how long did it take you to get those wheels tuned to your liking? Because I know it didn't come straight out the box that way. You tinkered around with it a bit, right?
I am not one of those that really messes around too much with this. So
Okay.
my the only thing different about that one is that it has a fox, a gold fox. I forgot. Oh, the evil EVOL air shock.
Okay.
All the adjustments, but
Okay.
I think that's low now or something, and it's like constantly bottomed out or something.
I got
So
you.
that one, and then my street one has a spring shock in it, and it has a street tire, and that's the only mod on it. So yeah, I pretty much ride all of my stuff stock.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Because I thought about the master, me being a little bit taller. I think it's something that I really wouldn't have to do much to. Probably slap a street tire on it because I ride street most of the time, and I would be good to go. So that's definitely a thought. That's definitely a thought. Hold on, let's. I don't want to fall too far behind. Here we got Z. NYC has the best boba tea. That's what he's. That's they do. They make some good ones. That's what Z's talking about. The boba tea. What's up, Dave? We got Mr. Yansen in the house. New York is in the house today. Oh, here. This is funny. This is for Marty. This is for Marty right here. It says CJ says nobody has 100-volt wheel anymore, Marty, and he starts laughing. That's a good one. Guess we all can't have 134-volt. I need to catch up. I need to catch up with that one. Okay, so we'll move up now. So if I was looking for a mid-tier wheel, a step above the master, what wheel would you recommend?
Oh God, I wasn't even thinking about tiers. I don't know what tiers are.
If I wanted a wheel just a step above a master, that'd give me a little bit more range. I don't know about
Links.
the links. Is it then? Okay, the links.
The
I
links
watched
is
the.
that beats the master. Um, but I'm
How's the
talking
range though? How's the range? Because it's what, a 2,700 watt hour battery, right? On the links, I think. I
like
think it's
27.
27.
I don't know. It's a little bigger than the master,
Okay, all right.
but it's bigger. It's a little bigger than the master, and less than the Commander Pro and the EX30. So the Commander Pro and EX30, those are like my favorites. But I'm counting that as a long range wheel, so I'm happy
Okay,
category.
wow. So then that would be my next one. So then the next step up would be like a Commander Pro or a Sherman S or something like that, as far as.
I get the Sherman S. The Sherman S sucks. That is
Really?
not.
Uh
Yeah.
oh. The gloves are off. The gloves have come off. You don't like? Okay.
Did you watch? We did the whole test. Roger has video when we took all the wheels out. Roger was testing the links, and we had the Sherman S out as well, and we had the Master and all that. The Sherman S was the weakest of all of those wheels,
Mm,
and
wow.
the Sherman. Well, okay, I shouldn't be so mean. The Sherman S is good if you're like commuting and all that stuff. Only streets.
Right.
Sherman S is probably good enough. Good enough. But I don't know. There's so many better. It's only 100 volts, and then it doesn't have the torque. It doesn't have the power. And then it's the braking sucks on it. I don't know what's wrong with the braking, but there's something.
Mm-mm.
And the patent doesn't have that problem. The Lynx doesn't have that problem. So those two are already like so much better than the Sherman S.
Okay.
And then the Sherman S is on the higher range wheel. So then you got the Commander Pro and the EX30 that completely, So, especially with the links out, the Sherman S is no. I wouldn't ever recommend anyone
You wouldn't
getting the.
recommend that. So okay. Now, have you had a chance to ride the V14?
No, because it's dead.
Okay. Right. Yeah, who was I watching? Put out some really good videos on the V14. Oh, Johnny Vroom. Johnny Go Vroom. He put out some really good videos, comparison with the links and then the V14. Only thing I think with the V14 is just I'm not a big fan of the orange color, man. Yeah, I can't get that. It just sticks out too much.
Oh, Marty said that these wheels are easy to paint.
Yeah, I remember he did say that. He did say that. He did say that. I was watching. I was actually surprised. I was watching Jimmy Chang, Freshly Charged, and they had a slight little fender bender with the V14, and it looked like they cracked that orange piece. It looked like it cracked when it went down. Yeah, it broke. I did see that. So they need to make those pieces. As much as that wheel is, that thing should not crack apart that quick. Yeah.
I see ocean wheels and the um I s- those are like pretty boy wheels. You're not supposed to be driving.
That's the first. That's funny though. That's funny. You like the rugged wheels. That's hilarious. Pretty boy wheels. You hear that, everybody? Don't get your pretty boy wheel. That's funny. I like that. That's hilarious. Oh man, that is good. Vibe says we got the whole NYC in the chat. Yeah, NYC is a represent, man. Thanks for coming in, guys. Ash, that is true. I got it. Yeah, he says I got an 84-volt wheel, still two of them. I still rock my V2. Like if I'm going into New York and I got to put something on a bus, I'll take my Tesla V2 and I'll fly through the streets of New York. Vibes, you can vouch for that. I'm be flying through NYC on a freaking Tesla. Oh, he's funny. And this is what Vibes is saying. What you said, get the links. He said, get the links.
Lynx is a good wheel. It's been impressive. But I'm just holding out for whatever Bagode's version of the Lynx.
Oh, they got something brewing. They got
Yeah.
something brewing. That 168. Yeah, they got something coming. I'm actually curious to see what that is. I'm actually curious to see what that is, man. It's gonna be a freaking rocket. Um, let me see what we got. Where do you see the EUC real life riding? Where do you see it going within like the next, let's say the next 2 years? What as far as like events, wheels, what do you where do you see it going?
Events and stuff. I don't know. I'm seeing more and more events. I'm seeing more competition. Um, the wheels are getting bigger and better and faster. I get a little bit worried about that because the gear that we are wearing now um, uh, will not protect against these faster speeds.
Yeah.
When you're
Yeah.
getting into miles an hour, the EUC gear that we are wearing now is it's not going to withstand
No.
mile an hour slide or 60 mile an hour impacts. So
Yeah.
as we're getting faster, we're going to need to upgrade our gear. And how many people really want to be wearing full leathers? But I think full motorcycle leathers is what you're starting to look at above 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I don't really want to do that. So,
No.
a little
It's
sketchy.
yeah, I mean, I that's a different category once you're getting up above 60 miles an hour. I know when because I got hit and it changed how I rode after that. And I still think I get like a little jittery because I shouldn't even be. I say this all the time. I shouldn't even be here right now. I got freaking whacked. Wasn't my fault, but it's like those speeds, man. You come off at that speed, stuff starts to break. You know what I mean? And Yeah, so that is a good point, man. We have to think about better equipment. Um, yeah, that's a good point. I really don't want to be rocking full leathers, but if you're going to be riding at that speed, you got to protect yourself. And I tell everybody, man, I don't always ride geared up, but I know once I get past a certain speed point, I'll throw, I throw my gear on. But if it's like where I'm just cruising a little bit and I know that I can step off the wheel and kind of run it out, but 9 times out of 10, I'm always riding pretty much all geared up. And luckily that day I got hit, I had all my gear on. I wouldn't wish that on anybody at all. Oh, look at this is hold on a second. Let's see what we got here. So CJ says, easy vibes. Don't ask Marty for a charger for your 84-volt wheel because Marty don't have. Yeah, he don't have any more 84-volt chargers. That's funny. That's funny. And Marty says the Master is nearing end of its life. Well, they have a V4 Master get ready to come out, don't they?
Yeah,
I thought they had a V4 about to drop.
they do, but they're also having something in response to the links. And I think that is actually going to kill the master, maybe.
Wow.
Not
Wow.
kill it. We can ride whatever we want to ride. We don't like listen to whatever is the latest, greatest, baddest,
Well, I'm
fastest.
I'm still rocking an OG Sherman and having a time of my life, man. You know, I'm, I guess I'm like the old classic lowriders or whatever, man. Yeah, I'm still having a blast on that thing. So, but I will upgrade soon. Here we go. We got another. Hi, Don. Looking at you ride. Always admire how well geared up you are. What gear do most people need to upgrade most besides helmets? So, what would your upgrades be when it comes to gear besides the helmet?
Um, for what's like our regular speed.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, like the normal speeds well, your speeds aren't exactly normal because you do fly around, but what would you recommend riding in your style as far, upgrading besides the helmet, knee pads, wrist guards? What are your top picks?
Okay, good helmet. Do not wear TSGs. Do not come near me with a
I
TSG helmet.
remember you. I remember you with that video with the TSG and squeeze the thing and it like an accordion.
TSG helmet. Any other cheap helmet is pretty much anything else is better than a TSG. There's something wrong with TSGs, but let's see, shoulder guards, elbows are big. Knee guards, your wrist guards, or some
Wrist,
kind of wrist
yeah.
protection, gloves, boots. And I do recommend that you do the double insole and then pants. And then if you want, you can do the hip pads, but
I have hip
uh,
pads.
not too big of a thing. And then on top of that, if you want, but this is optional, back protector and tailbone protector.
Oh yeah.
Actually, Mario Chacon at the last race, he had the bad crash that resulted in the red flag and going out on that race, and that was kind of controversial because people were upset about the red flag and blah 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 and all that stuff. But he actually got really injured, and he injured his lower back and his tailbone area. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, you guys know that I wear my back protector because I've broken my back before. So
Really? I
that's
didn't know that.
well, that was horseback racing. But but yeah, so once you break your back, and so Mario is feeling this right now.
Mhm.
He back is broken, and shooting pain and stuff, and the fear of being paralyzed. For me, I'm more afraid of ending up paralyzed than ending up dead, because a life being paralyzed just sounds horrible to me. so
Right, right.
so your back, so protect your back, protect your tailbone. um uh there's so many people, when they fall on their tailbone, and that is extreme pain for a long time. That
It takes a long time to heal up, man. I cracked my tailbone when I was snowboarding. It took forever for that to heal up.
that's a
Forever.
So yeah, protect all those things.
all your bits. Yeah, protect as much as you possibly can. And
I,
my recommendation for a helmet, don't sleep on fly racing helmets. Fly racing helmets, they're dot approved, and you look around, you can find a good one at a very inexpensive price. Very inexpensive, and the helmets are they're great helmets. I would highly recommend them. I don't see a lot of people riding with the fly racing, but they're good helmets. And I'm not getting any kickbacks or anything from them, but the helmet is awesome. Let's see what else we got. Lynx. Garrett Taylor says the Lynx seems like the new master.
the Lynx is better than the Master.
And Roger says Master V4. Okay.
Yeah, for wheel recommendations and stuff, I would go with what Roger and Marty says. Me,
You know, the
I'll,
thing is, yeah, the first wheel I bought an M10, and I got that recommendation off of Marty. I don't know if he remembers that. I did. That's the wheel I learned on.
get. Wait, what'd you?
I got a recommendation for my first unicycle off of Marty. I don't even think he remembers that, but he told me to get a M10-3. And I actually bought an M. That's what I learned on was an M10-3.
Love my M103.
M10. The thing about an M10 is that it teaches you micro adjustments. Like the stuff you can get away with on a big wheel, you can't get away on that wheel, man. That thing you're all over the place. So it makes you a better rider, I think, learning on a smaller wheel too.
Tall guy to get a little squirrely M103 as his first wheel.
It was squirrely, but I
Marty
learned. Thank
Cooper.
you, Marty. Okay, here we go. And CJ says Roger Chargers don't charge 100-volt wheels, and he's laughing. That's funny. But I think it does. I was watching his video, and he had 3 different chargers, and one of them, I think one was able to go down to 100 volts, or will be able to go to 100 volts.
He has tons of chargers. They'll do everything.
Yeah, I need to actually get one of those things too. Because I had to
You,
toss a charger out, man. It was making some weird noise. I'm sorry, you cut out for a second. What'd you say?
I said, oh my gosh, you don't have a Roger
I
charger?
don't. I'm sorry, Roger. I'm
I'm
sorry. I will get one for Christmas. I will get one for Christmas. Dawn just highlighted me. She put me on blast. David Yen says, I'm waiting for the Master V5 with 168 volts.
Oh, speaking of the Roger charger, so today I did the fast ride. Well, the guys that were putting on the ride called it a fast ride. So I was like, all right, let's see how fast this is. So I joined in. Anyways, my point is when we got to the lodge, Roger hooked me up with an upgraded, modified charge distribution board for my EX30. So I can charge him at 14 amps now. But I think
Wow.
what he don't exceed 14 amps, or I don't remember what he says. I don't follow directions very well, but there was something about not exceeding 14 amps. So I plugged him in at 13.9 amps and he charged up like so quick and it worked perfectly. So
What? How many miles did you ride before you charged it? The EX30.
it was probably, let's see, it was probably because we did a different starting point, 35 miles,
And
and I
you're
arrived.
going uphill too.
Huh?
And you were climbing too.
Okay, well, let's say 35 miles. And
Mm-hmm.
when I got there, I was at 114 volts.
Okay.
I
Okay.
was like really low battery. I used
But
it all.
the thing is, you're not riding on flat ground either. So that's still, yeah, you're climbing. So that would last me all day.
I was
Yeah.
and everything.
Oh, okay, here we go. Z got it right here. Not true. 100-volt wheel won the Broadway bomb. My commander. Yeah. I people still roll on those things. Like I said, I know me. I'm not going into with the New York crew trying to keep up with any of them dudes. Not me. Yeah, them dudes roll on them freaking wheels, man. New York is just the whole different animal when it comes to riding, as far as jetting in and out of traffic, the freaking potholes and manhole covers, like Jansen and Z, Ash, Industrial, how these guys ride the way they do. New York Tarzan, it's amazing. It's like I said, it's like poetry in motion, man. I give them dudes credit. New York is, like I said, it's a concrete jungle, dude. It's nuts, but it's fun. It's fun. It's definitely fun. And I do agree with you. All New York still rides 100-volt wheels. Nicola for the win. Yeah, the Nick is still. I consider the Nicola to be like the unicorn of wheels, man. I love the freaking Nick for some reason. Always been a fan of the Nicola. Wow, man. Look at all these comments. I can't keep up, Dawn. I can't keep up. I can't keep up. Holy smokes. Thank you, everybody, for joining in. Wow. I am the worst. So please deal with me here. Wow. I don't even know where to freaking start. Okay. And I'm blind as a freaking bat right now. so CJ says he loves his pretty boy Will. That I want to get a shirt that says "Pretty Boy Will" on it. I'm probably gonna wear it on my next video just for you. That's funny. That's hilarious.
Was the prettiest wheel that I have ridden, and I always thought it was a pretty boy wheel, but I've seen it in action doing double black diamond trails, taking jump, everything, and so it definitely can hold its own, and it is an excellent wheel in itself. But it's still pretty boy wheel.
That's hilarious. Road Travel says EUC tricks will be the thing. 360s and 540s with lighter trick wheels. None of these straight line speed BS. Yeah, I think that's a good thing too. I think they definitely need some lighter wheels for trick wheels. Everything can't be 100+ pound wheel. Well, the Lynx is only what, 88 pounds? I think the Lynx is 88 pounds. Same as the Patton. I think it's same. I think it's the same. I think it's 88.
You know what? I will say that when I rode the Lynx, I kept saying how light that wheel felt. It felt so light. And I don't even know if it was just in my head, but then I've heard other people say that too, that it just feels light. And I think someone did something where they weighed it. They weighed it only like 2 pounds lighter than something else or something like that. But still, that wheel feels super light. I don't know why.
How did the pedals feel? Because to me, when I'm looking at it on a video, it seems like you're up high.
It didn't feel any different, but I'm used to the Master, and the Master has high.
Right.
So notice anything different about the pedals.
How about compared? No, I rode the EX30. They didn't feel high to me. How did they feel compared to the EX30?
The pedals didn't feel like any kind of issue to me.
Okay. Okay.
Was that
a lot
I
of
was
people saying the wheel just felt super balanced too.
super balanced. It's like, yeah, it's just great all around. It is literally like, I keep comparing it to the Master, but it has a little more battery capacity than a Master. It has a lot of torque, and it accelerates well, it brakes really well, and so it's just like a great Master replacement.
Wow. Oh my goodness. You make me freaking go straight to e-wheels after we get off this. Oh my goodness.
Like,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
if Marty is saying that the Masters are on their way out, then get the Lynx. But I wait and see what Bagode has in response to the Lynx.
Yeah. I think the winter is going to be interesting to see what drops. I'm just gonna study, and then as soon as the weather breaks, oh, you guys have great weather all freaking year long, so you
It was
know
cold.
it was
Uh,
well, it was warm today. It was in a 50. I think it was 51 in New York today. But the
oh,
New Yorkers don't play. They ride all year long. They don't give a damn. They're in it to win it. Rogue says once skateboarders start riding EUCs, you'll see the level go way up. Well, well, you got a lot of skateboarders in it now in EUC riding. Skateboarders and snowboarders. This is from Marty. Oh yes, all you Sherman S defenders just can't afford the links. Marty, that's funny. That's funny. Oh man, you have to sponsor. You have to sponsor somebody, Marty. You have to
when
send out some links for Christmas.
uh,
That's
when we
funny.
were test, right?
Mhm.
We could hear the motor of the Sherman S just grinding and like struggling to do the things, that all the other wheels were doing effortlessly.
Mhm.
Uh, and the Sherman S also ran hot. So when we were doing the
Mm.
runs, then the Sherman S got, I think that one got up to 67 degrees when the Lynx was at 40 some degrees and my Master was at 36 degrees.
Look at that.
Uh,
It ran nice and cool. Nice.
yeah, so the Master runs cool. And then the Lynx and the Patton were in the 40s, but the Sherman S got it to 60 some. And then I said, well, maybe it's the rider. Sorry, Aaron. And so I has for Roger and Aaron to switch. So Roger got on the Sherman S,
Mhm.
and Roger was able to beat Aaron on the Lynx. So definitely the rider and technique and skill and how you ride it, that definitely matters as well. But even Roger could feel when he's like, oh, we're hitting the limit of the Sherman S.
Wow.
And
Okay.
as other wheels, he wasn't getting that sensation. I hate to put words in his mouth, but I got the impression from what he said that all the other wheels, he wasn't hitting the limit on those. But on the Sherman S, he definitely could feel that he's
You
hitting
pushed
the.
it to the brink.
Oh, you
Wow.
can hear the engine grinding, and you see the temperature rising,
Right.
and
Right. Right.
those are all warning signs that we're asking a little much of the Sherman S. Is
Yeah.
all.
I mean that makes a lot of sense.
But not everyone's going to be doing stuff like that. I mean, we're running up and down the dam and stuff like that. For normal, regular riding and stuff like
Mhm.
that, S is great.
Okay.
But I still say that of all the wheels that I've ridden, I didn't like the brakes on the Sherman S.
Okay.
I like the brakes on the Sherman S was the worst of all the wheels that I've ridden.
Now, was it
But
due? It
brake,
felt like it wasn't going to stop. Were you getting wobbles or as far as the braking?
it's one of the slower ones to accelerate and slower to brake.
Okay.
It have a tendency to want to wobble when you do heavy braking on it.
Mhm.
Um, those little things. Whereas on all the other wheels that I've tested, I haven't had any of those issues. But if you rode like a normal human being and you're just commuting and stuff like that, it'll be fine.
Ride like me, right? I'll be good to go. I do have a question. Now, I watched a video of Roger hitting 65. Was that on the EX? Well, Roger's in here. Was that on the EX30? He hit 65? Jeez Louise. Now, is that straight or did he mod it or something to hit 65 on that
I think that's straight. You have to
thing? Jeez.
ask.
Roger. Yeah, man. Drop that in the comments, dude. Was that straight or did you add a little, Roger juice to the wheel to get it to hit that? That's flying.
No, that's straight, and that is on the test firmware.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because Roger didn't ride his EX30 for a long time. Roger had the Commander Pro, and his EX30. So remember, I don't know if you saw that video, but I had this whole video talking about the Commander Pro versus the EX30,
I
and I
do
said the
remember.
can be anybody's best friend right out of the box. You can jump on that, and that wheel's going to take care of you. That wheel's easy to ride. It feels like riding a master, and that wheel is just like nice. Now, the EX30 is not like that. You get it out of the box, and it feels like a beast, and it's not user friendly. And you got to tweak this and that, and there's some weird high speed shimmering that it was doing the oscillations and some
I
high speed
remember
oscillations
that.
now is fixed with firmware and stuff like that. But in the beginning, that EX30 was not user friendly.
Mm-hmm.
So Roger kept riding his Commander Pro, and he loved his Commander Pro, and he kind of shoved his, oh God, I hate talking about someone else, but he kind of didn't ride his EX30, and I'm over here riding my EX30, and I'm like, I love my EX30, and he's like not riding it, right? And then he finally rode the EX30 once the firmware fixed the high speed oscillations and stuff, and now he's loving the EX30, and I'm like,
Look at
see,
that.
EX30 is great, but it does take a little, getting used to, and like, the firmware. He was having the high speed oscillations,
Mm-hmm.
and X30 didn't really have that after I did stuff with it. So that I think that was a big thing for him, not a big reason why he wasn't riding his
Okay.
EX30. Now he's riding it, and I think he loves it. And that was so yeah, his EX30 isn't modded and 65, but 65 miles an hour with a big dip.
Yeah, yeah, I caught that. I caught that at the end. Yeah, dude, be careful, man. Yeah, that. Whew. When I was watching the video, I was like, "What the frick, man?" I was like, "Oh man, stay up on that." Yeah, coming off at that speed, no,
So
no.
I did 1.5 on the same ride, and I didn't have a dip. So
You did
that's
what?
it,
How fast did you go?
1.5.
Wow.
So you can do that. Don't do 65. Maybe 62, 63, and maybe 63 without any bumps or hitting potholes. But if you're going to hit a bump at 64, you might get a dip.
You might, yeah, yeah, and yeah. That's for you new riders too, man. You freaking hit a bump and you're at top speed, you could have a little problem because you freaking overvolt the wheel and have a little situation. Okay, we saw what is the guy hit a deer? What? Okay, let's go here. The Master Pro V2 is awesome. I love mine. That's what CJ says here. Still love my units. Wilson says, Marty, a bad influence tempting up the new wheels. Yeah, dude. That's the thing when these new wheels come out. It's like I'm always on the sites looking at the wheels. I'm just like, dude, I've had more wheels in my cart and was like, nah, let me just wait. But once that weather breaks, once the weather breaks,
You got to fight the FOMO.
yeah, you do, you do. Oh, we got elk herds storming across roads here. What? And cougars at the beach, Oregon. It's pretty crazy on the Upper West Side. Good Lord. Yeah, you don't want to hit that. I'm sorry if I missed anyone's comments. We got a ton, and I fell so far behind here. Okay, here we go. Hey, I had my TSG. This is Fresh Bones. Hey, I had my TSG on last Sunday dawn. The speed y'all had me go got me shopping for a new helmet though. I have a big ass head, so I can't wear big helmets. I look like a bobblehead. Look like that dude out of Spaceballs. Remember, he had that big freaking helmet on. Yeah, helmets are weird though, man. It took me a few to find what actually felt great. Some feel too heavy. Wind noise is a bad thing too. Some helmets you get crazy wind noise in them.
Get whatever helmet you want. Just get away from the TSG.
Yeah. Well, I get a lot of flack for my shred helmet, but I say that's my cruise helmet. It's a downhill snowboarding helmet. It looks like a punter's helmet. And I get so much flack. Yo, man, that thing's not going to protect you, dude. I'm riding 20 miles an hour. It's like I'm not flying around gone crazy. I have other helmets for my crazy days, but I like that. The reason I love that helmet, for anyone watching, I can see everything out of it. My peripheral, nothing is blocked. So that's why I love that helmet, man. Let's see what else we got here. I'm going to try to skip through. I can give you a deal. What's on a what's the SV? I'm sorry, Roger, I'm lost here. SV. Sherman, was it Sherman? I don't know what he's talking about the SV. What's the SV? I don't know. All right. Let's see what else we got here. So I'm watching all the Southern Cal videos. You guys got, I mean, the weather you guys have is pretty much fantastic all year round. What's your favorite part as far as riding in Southern California? What do you
All of,
like best?
huh?
What do you like best about Southern California riding? Do you
What do
like
you?
sticking to sticking? Do you like sticking to the mountain rides? I know you guys have some wicked bike paths. What's your favorite part as far as the riding environment there?
I am not good at choosing. I would say my favorite part is that I have the option to do all that. That I have to do the bike path today, and then do intro to speed tonight, and then hit GMR tomorrow, and then go to the beach, the next day, and then go to the track. ABS is a couple hour drive away,
Mhm.
so I get to do all of it.
Oh
And then
yeah.
traffic stuff, I guess I could go into LA. Is LA like New York? I don't know.
You would have to just come to New York and ride. I think trying to explain the New York environment, and we got a lot of New York riders in here. It's just different. And I think what I would tell anybody coming to New York, take your time. Don't try to keep up. Just get your sea legs on first, because stuff comes up on you very quick up here. Yeah, it does. And the roads are crappy, the majority of them, but the traffic, you just have to get the rhythm. I think once you get the rhythm, you'll be okay. But I say just know your limit. Know your limit when you come up here for the first time, and you should be okay. Be all right. All right, I'm gonna skip down through some of the comments. I am so sorry. I fell so far behind. I don't know if this is for you, Dawn, or for me. Jose's asking, dang, what wheel did you get hurt on? If he's talking about me, I was riding my Tesla. I was riding a Tesla. And actually, Samuel Pacheco actually rebuilt that thing for me and got it running again. That's why I can never get rid of my Tesla. That freaking thing saved me. Uh and this is what Z says. Seriously, 100-volt non-suspension wheels make sense in New York City. High power wheels make sense out west. I get that. I noticed that too, is that your guys' stuff is so wide open out in Cali, and New York is a lot of in and out, you know, shooting the gaps. So it does make that's a good statement right there. Definitely. Big difference. Big difference. What time do we have here? Um, okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to skip down through some of these comments. Wow. Thank you so much, everyone, for the comments. I said links is 4,500 after. Yeah.
That's
That that's expensive. And this is the other thing too. And I don't like, especially for new people coming in, I always tell them add an extra 300 bucks on top of what you're spending, whether it's for pads, pedals, because there's always going to be something on a wheel that you're gonna want to change, and that's a lot of money. I mean, yeah, 4,500 bucks is a lot. So, Dawn, is there anything else that you would like to add to this conversation? Oh, okay. No, I didn't. I said I would ask you this. This will be the cherry on top. If you had to design a wheel, what would be your specs? Come on now. Battery, motor, watt, tire, long range cruiser. What would be the wheel? If Begode contacted you right now, Don, this is Millie from Begode. I know she don't sound like that, but that's my impression. Oh, I want to design a wheel with you. What's it going to be? What would it be?
Sparkles. No, I do that. I'm not creative or imaginative enough for that. I will say that my favorite go-to wheel. Well, God, I can't say that either. The I guess the wheel that I reach for the most is my EX30, and it could be better with better suspension and a street tire. So I think Roger's going to help me with putting a street tire on that one. But I personally like the longer range wheels,
Okay.
but I just want the wheels lighter. The wheels are heavy, and I can handle the weight, I guess now, but like please don't make it any bigger or heavier, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yes. I get it. I get it. I was having this discussion with someone else about the weight of VUCs, right? And I was like, you can get on a wheel in your first few miles. Yeah, it's light. But after whipping that thing around and depending on what type of terrain you're running on, it gets heavy. 100-pound wheel, 110-pound wheel, the crap gets heavy depending on how big you are, your leg strength. So I agree. They definitely need to bring the weight down on some of these wheels, man. It does. It gets heavy. It gets very heavy. Okay, we have, let's see. Working on a pedal slider design that when you're making hard curves, it lets you shift your pedal so you can lift the inner pedal, lay it down. Okay, that makes sense. That's funny. Wow. I think we made it. Oh, here's Ben. What's happening, Ben? Yeah, Ben, he's a Pittsburgh rider. If you ever get a chance, I always tell people go to Pittsburgh and ride. Pittsburgh has phenomenal riding conditions. I had one of the best rides of my life, and Ben is a great tour guide through Pittsburgh. And Ben is asking the New York riders, do you New York riders prefer more compact, lighter wheels? If anyone could answer that question, I pretty much know what that answer is going to be. Dawn, what's your daily driver? Your wheel.
EX
What's your daily driver for wheels? I'm sorry, repeat that again.
30.
EX30. Okay, that makes sense.
That's just a wheel that if I don't know what the ride is going to be. I don't know how long it's going to be, what exactly we're going to be doing that day, if I'm going to be able to charge or not, if there's going to be dirt or water or whatever. Then I know that no matter what any of those comes up along the, because we've had rides that were really open and we're like, oh, we don't know what's going to happen, we're just going to go, and whatever happens.
Hmm.
Then 30 is the one that I know that can handle all of that.
And you don't
Um,
have any problem as far as like riding the EX30 in the rain or anything like that, wet weather, as far as with the bearings or anything?
I actually rode it in the rain last night. It was raining, and
Uh-huh.
I have a cover that I'll put over it if
Okay.
rain and if I know about the rain. But I got wet last night, and then I just rode it the other day in the ocean, and people are like, "Oh my gosh,
You surfing.
yeah." Roger's yelling at me. He's like, "Dawn, don't do that!" And I'm just like, "Oh, sorry."
And
But
salt, yeah, saltwater electronics are no good.
I've always wanted to ride in the ocean. So yeah, my EX30 went to the ocean. It was in the rain. I changed out the bearings once before, and I made a
Hmm.
video of that. And then I sealed the bearings, and so far that's held, and everything's great. But yeah, that's one wheel that can do it all, everything that I've asked of it. So that for me is my favoriteest wheel, and I pull out my masters are my specialty wheels. So
Okay.
my is when I know that we're gonna do dirt stuff, and definitely like the Black Diamond, dirt trails, definitely my master. And
All right.
then for racing or street stuff or intro to speed, that's my street master. So
And that's what
every
you use the Street Master at AVS? That's what you used at AVS? Was your okay.
which was a problem actually, because I was wobbling at practice at AVS, and I was like, and then I realized, I was like, oh my gosh, I just realized I never ride my Street Master ever, because I hardly
Mm,
do that kind of stuff. Every time I ride my EX30, and the EX30 is very stable, and the master is not stable in comparison. So when I hopped onto the master after not riding it forever, and then expected to be able to go fast on it,
right.
I was like, so
Right.
I need
Yeah.
mate to and relearn the master in order to race it.
Wow. Well, now the thing too, the Master, the pedals sit up kind of high though for racing, right?
So everyone says that, but I'm scraping the pedals,
Oh,
so
you're super leaning in. Well, that's one thing I need to learn. Well, not even learn. I ride sometimes too straight up and down, so I have to squat a little more when I ride. But yeah, that's work in progress. Someone said, "Man, they hear a rooster in the background."
I know that rooster.
I heard it. I'm like, I don't think I have any roosters outside. Oh,
My
this is what Ziat. Well, Mr. Wait a second. Let me put this back up. Yes, ask her what your mom thinks about you riding EUCs.
Oh, she hates it. She I'm supposed to be the quiet, obedient,
What
girly
fun
girl.
is that? What fun is that? You got to be the wild child, you know? Keep
Yeah.
them guessing.
And so she hated it when I was racing motorcycles. I guess it was okay with the horse racing, but then even with the horse racing, we are like
And you
going
still have horses, right? You still have horses. You
well,
still
I
have
have
horses? You have one? Okay.
there, and the rooster's right there.
That's funny. I had a pony as a kid. I spent a lot of time on a farm when I was a kid. So my grandfather was a horseman. So I grew up riding. So I do know how to ride. I do know how to ride. Yes.
But yeah, I guess I'm strange, and my mom doesn't know what to do. She's never known what to do with me, and she says that she found me under a rock, and that explains why I'm so weak. And and why can't you be a normal girl?
Hey, you're normal to us. Tell mom she's normal.
I'm not normal though. You guys aren't normal. So
I think, well, we're normal to each other because honestly, I think anyone that does what we do, you have to have a few screws loose to be flying around on one wheel and doing all the crazy stuff. So yeah, we all understand. CJ said, "Why am I hungry for chicken all of a sudden?" Come on, that's funny.
Toaster is so stupid. It's like 8:11 right now, PST, and he's out there crowing. And you know why? It's because he hears my voice. Whenever he
He,
hears my
he
voice,
wants
then
some attention.
he starts crowing. So it's like he hears my voice and then he's crowing, and it's like 8 o'clock at night, and I'm like, come on, Rooster, you're so dumb.
He's a few hours early, man. A few hours. That is funny.
voice, and then he has to crow.
Wow. So we are about an hour in, and we're gonna start winding down a bit. I don't want to keep you on there too. I could talk all freaking night long. Is there anything that you would like to add, say to the people in the crowd that have come out? Oh, thanks, Jose. I want to thank everybody, Jose, you too, everybody for coming in on the stream. Dawn, again, I appreciate you. I do. I need to make it out to Southern Cal to do a ride because I've never made it to one of Marty's events, but I definitely need to get out that way. I'll like for 2024, I'll definitely travel more as far as riding because I definitely have some spots that I want to hit. But I will contact one of y'all if that's okay and
Yeah.
ride with one. Yeah, I have to. I have to.
Marty loves it.
Loves what?
Marty loves it when out of towners come in.
I gotta come in. I got to. Don't kill me, Marty. I need to. I need to make it back in one. You too, and Roger. I need to make it back in one piece.
Oh, I can't promise that,
Can't
but
promise that. I'm pretty rugged though. I'm pretty rugged.
Duff almost didn't make it back in one piece.
Roger says Cali is the EUC mecca. Roger, you know what, man? I think you might have some NYC people in here that might contest that. Yes.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's two different riding environments though.
Yeah,
But New York, But New York is definitely a must ride if you've never come. You got to come to New York too.
Me?
Yes. You got to come.
New York. So I just need to know all the details, and then I get to go to New York because
Come when it's warm though. You don't want to do it in the wintertime.
yeah, next year.
Yeah,
Next year,
springtime.
and and where else? I don't know. All over.
And New York is good. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. You'll have a blast. Definitely, Roger. I will come out. I will come out, Dawn. I will come out to Cali, Southern Cal, and I will come and ride with y'all. You guys can show me the ways of the Jedi Knight.
Yeah, Jansen's gonna give me a wheel.
Yeah, well, he has enough of them. Make
And
sure
then
you have our EX30 all ready to go, David. All hopped up, ready to go.
gonna show me what.
Yeah, that's what he said too. He said he has an EX30 waiting for you. He said.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it's already been planned out. And Reckless is gonna show me around that area. I don't know. It's like we have this whole thing. Nico and yeah, I
Nice.
don't know what Turbo is and Wheelie Brady, but all of our East Coast friends.
Yeah, there's a good crew there. I need to ride with the New York guys more. It's just my schedule is just weird though, man. Like the time I get off of work and then trying to get back. I mean, I only work like 13 miles outside of New York City, but I work in I'm in New York City every day. It's just trying to get home and work and stuff like that. So I can't ride as much as I want in the city. Yeah, you definitely want. Well, yeah, I mean, you definitely want a suspension wheel in New York, but it's like I think so many people got used to riding non-suspension wheels. And the thing is, too, though, I still like the feeling of a non-suspension. I know that sounds crazy. It's like you can feel like the road. You know what I mean? It's almost like an F1 car, if that makes any sense. I know it sounds crazy. I even in a car, I don't like a car people are saying you're crazy. That feels too floaty with the suspension. You know what I mean? You're like this. I like something that's tighter. So I think if I get a suspension wheel, I would keep the suspension kind of tight for me anyway, if that makes sense.
Well, okay, that I think I understand what you're saying because I am the type that likes the feel of the raw power and I like to feel the grunt and the dirty.
Yeah.
I do like that. But when non-suspension and you hit a pothole and you can die, then no, get the suspension.
Get the suspension. Okay. All right.
Is you hit the pothole and it's not a big deal anymore. It will literally save your life in many circumstances, and in that case, suspension is the key. It's like it's good. It's safety. It's safety.
You never probably you don't want to go back probably.
No, I sold everything that with well, I mean, but yeah, I sold my Sherman Max, and I
What?
feel that
Hey, you hear that? Don said I need a suspension wheel. Yep. I get in trouble. It's all your fault.
it's a safety thing,
She says it's for safety. Okay. We'll see what happens, man. I'll be getting kicked out with my suitcases. That's so funny. Oh, that's Primo came out for 9 hours. Okay. I know Primo was in here. He was in here.
Primo, you still in here?
He was in here.
The only thing I know about Primo is he came over and I thought he said something to Roger like, "Oh, come on, you can go faster than that." And I heard that. I mean, he wasn't talking to me, but I heard that. I was like, "Excuse you?" And who are you? Then later on in the ride, then we started going, and I was like, "Okay, let's see how fast she can go." And then I was like, "Oh, that's it? That's cute."
The gloves are off.
But
That's funny.
I think he was saying, "Oh, he's on a different wheel or something and all that stuff." But I don't know. Primo, what were your thoughts about our speeds here? And did we
And Z's laughing.
Roger and I disappoint you with our very slow speeds? I mean, yeah, we kind of look fast in video, but that's not how we are really like in real life, right? You can tell the truth.
That is funny. Yeah, I would just hold down the back of the pack, meet you guys at the rest stop. Z, that's hilarious, man. Always has an excuse for Primo. That's funny.
I only met him the once, I think, so I don't know. I don't know him very well, but
Yeah, I've never got to meet him. I watch a lot of his stuff, and I feel bad. I always tell people I watch a lot of stuff on my Xbox, so I can't comment. But I watch most of the videos I watch is like all EUC content. I watch everybody's stuff. You, Roger, Marty, Primo. I watch everybody. All the New York stuff. Yeah, man, that's my go-to, man. That's my go-to. Throwing shade. That's shades of love, man. Shades of love.
I
But
gotta
hey,
add a little bit.
oh, dude, yeah, I saw that. Primo,
What?
I did. I felt, but he did. Primo did the Broadway bomb, and he hit like a barrier. Then like it hit into a cop car. I think that's yeah. At the Broadway bomb. That's one thing I always say about New York, man. When you come here and ride for the first time, take your time. Stuff comes up quick. Stuff comes up so quick, man. Yeah. And he said he totaled his wheel at the Broadway bomb trying to keep up with me on a 100-volt wheel.
Get him.
I remember Z. I think I might have been on my RS and we are cranking. I think we were going up 6th Avenue and he ran us down on a Tesla T3. He ran us down in traffic on a Tesla T3, slipping and dipping through traffic on a Tesla. Yeah. He can roll, man. And he said it. Yeah. Yep. Yes, he did. I remember that day. Right out. He caught us right up on Manhattan Mall, just pretty close to Macy's. Yo, dude, I'm spreading the word, man. I'm spreading the word, Z. Yeah, he can roll. He can. Z's quick. Well, guys, I am going to bring this stream down. We're bringing it down. Dawn, thank you so much. I do. I appreciate it. Again, this was very. I mean, we pretty much put this thing together today, and I want to thank everybody for coming out. Appreciate you spreading all that positive energy. Keep riding. Keep doing what you do. With the Cali crew, Roger, Marty, and everybody. You guys rock. All you guys rock stars out there. New York crew, love all y'all. Everyone that came in. Hey, man, thank you so much. Dawn, any last words? For now. For now. That's
Yeah,
it? Okay.
everybody.
All right, guys, this is how we do it. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us. Remember, you get on your wheel, you ride it like you hate it. You be safe out there, but you ride it like you hate it. I'm Sensei. She's Dawn. We she forgot her name, so I have to say it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Hello. Good night, Dawn. Thank you so much, sweetie. Thank you.
Everybody, bye bye.